Okay, now we're going to take a look at the track Black Star. I'm just going to play through the intro for you. You're going to need a clean sound for this. Once I play through it, we'll break it down. So here we go. Okay, first off, we're going to start with a B major chord, and the shape is going to start with the 9th fret on the A string. So we're going to hold that down, then the 9th fret on the D string, 8th fret on the G, and then bar across the 7th fret on the B and the high E. And then you're just going to play it from the A string through to the high E string, all in one downstroke. Then following that, we're going to have the 7th fret on the A string played with the 8th fret on the B string. And what you're going to do is you're going to pick the A string on the 7th fret with the pick, and then with your middle finger on your right hand, pick the 8th fret on the B string together. Okay, when you put it with the first B major chord, it should sound like this. Then you're going to have a pull off from the 7th fret on the B string to the 5th fret. And you can either choose to pick this with the pick or use your middle finger again and just pluck the string. Okay, then after that we're going to be holding the 4th fret on the D and the B string, and we're going to be using the same hybrid picking technique again with the pick and the middle finger on the right hand. So far we should have this. Then we're going to pick the open A string, and together we're going to pluck the 2nd fret on the B string with our middle finger, and then hammer on the 4th fret on the B string. Then to follow, we're going to play the 3rd fret on the low E string, and we're going to play that with the pick, and then play the 5th fret on the B string with the middle finger on the right hand. So together that bit should sound like this. Okay, so I'm just going to play through it slow up to that point. Then we're going to move to the high E string, and we're going to pluck with our middle finger the 2nd fret on the high E, and then hammer onto the 3rd fret. Then we're going to be holding this next chord shape, which is going to be the G sharp on the low E, and then we're going to be playing a sort of D major type shape across the G, the B and the high E string. Now we're going to pick the 4th fret on the low E with the pick, and then on the 4th fret on the G, 5th fret on the B, and then 4th fret on the high E, we're going to pluck with the middle finger, 3rd finger and little finger, all at the same time. So it will look like this. Okay, the next chord shape we're going to have is an open E, and then we're going to hold the 7th fret on the D and the G with the 3rd and little finger, and then bar across the 5th fret on the B and the high E. And we're just going to play from the A string to the high E string, all in one down pick. Then after that we're going to have this little lick. Okay, so we're going to start with a pick on the 5th fret on the G string, hammer onto the 7th fret and pull off to the 5th fret. Then we're going to slide down from the 5th fret to the 4th fret on the G, and then re-hammer on the 5th fret. Then we're going to hold a shape that we've already seen, but it's 2 frets up from the last position, and we're going to have the 6th fret on the low E, and then the D major shape again, and we're going to be using the pick and the 3 fingers that we used before, and play it all at the same time. Okay, so that's just the 6th fret on the low E, 6th fret on the G, 7th fret on the B, 6th fret on the high E. Okay, so far we should have this. Then we're going to have this little lick, which is just 6, 7 and 9 on the low E. Then we're going to go back to the 7th fret quickly on the low E, and then play this kind of mini sweep, which is going to be from the 9th fret on the G, 8th fret on the B, and the 7th fret on the high E. Then we're going to be holding the 8th fret on the G and the 7th fret on the B, and we're just going to play those together using hybrid picking. So we're going to have the pick playing the G string and the middle finger on my right hand on the B string. So we're going to have. Then we're going to move that shape down 2 frets and then back up 2 frets. So we're starting on the 8 on the G, 7 on the B, down to 6 on the G, 5 on the B, and then back up again. And then finish on the 7th fret on the low E. That last section slow should look like this. Okay, and to finish off this intro section, we're just going to have a series of natural harmonics across the guitar. Now we're going to start on the low E string on the 12th fret. To kind of get these natural harmonics, you just have to kind of hover your finger, whichever one on your left hand, over the fret wire that's kind of to the right of the note. So say you've got the 12th fret, and it's this kind of part of the fret wire that you want to hold your finger over on all the natural harmonics that we're going to be looking at. So you kind of get that sort of harp effect. Okay, now we're going to go down to the 5th fret on the G, and we're going to do the same thing. 7th fret on the B, 7th fret on the G, 12th fret on the B, and then finish on the 12th fret on the high E. So together they should sound like this. Okay, so that intro at a slow tempo all together should sound like this. Okay, now we've taken a look at the intro, we're now going to look at the lead parts leading into the main theme of the song. So here's the first arpeggio. Okay, we're going to be starting this on the 14th fret on the D string, and we're going to play 14 on the D, 12 hammer onto 16 on the G. Then we're going to play 12 on the high E, 13 on the B, pull off to 12. So slow. Okay, the next arpeggio to follow is going to be the same sort of thing, but we're just going to stay on the high E string for the end, so we're going to do this. So same thing again, 14th fret on the D, 12 on the G, hammer onto 16 on the G. Then we're going to play 12 on the high E, hammer onto 14 on the high E. Okay, so both those arpeggios together should sound like this. Okay, now with the next arpeggio, it's a little bit more tricky because it's using sweep picking. And we're going to start on the 17th fret on the D, and then we're going to play 16 on the G, 17 on the B, and then we're going to end on 19 on the high E, and then we're just going to pull off from 19, 17 to 15 to 14 on the high E. So it's going to look like this. Okay, a little bit slower. Then to finish off that phrase, we're going to slide from 15 to 17 on the B and then pull off to 15 again. So with the arpeggio, it should sound like this. Okay, this next run is going to be a little bit tricky, so I'm just going to play through it and then we'll break it down. Okay, this next lick, we're going to start on the 14th fret on the D string, and we're going to play the 12th fret on the G, 12th fret on the B as well, but you can either choose to sweep pick this or you can pick it. I've chosen to kind of pick it because it's just a little easier for this type of phrase. So we're just going to start with a downstroke and then do alternate picking from there on out. So then we'll do an upstroke, then a downstroke, upstroke, so on and so on. So we'll start 14 with a down on the D, G on the 12th fret with an up, and then the 12th fret on the B with a down. Then we're going to play 16, 15, 13, 12 on the B string, starting with an upstroke. Then we're going to play 15, 13, 12 on the B, 14, 12, 11 on the G, then play 14 on the D, and then play natural harmonics on the 12th fret across the G, the B and the high E string all at once. So at a slow tempo it should look like this. Then we're going to hit a natural harmonic on the 7th fret on the G string. And then we're going to play the open B string, hammer on the 1st fret on the B, and then pull off to the open B again. So slow, the whole phrase should look like this. Okay, after that we're going to have this lick. So we're going to start on the 10th fret on the A, then we're going to play, continue with downstrokes, so sweep picking again if you like, across the 9th fret on the D and the G string. Then we're going to play 12 on the B and slide up to 15 on the B. So together it should look like this. Okay, for the next part we're going to be using a combination of delay, volume swells and hammering on with our left hand. Now the actual rate in which you're going to be hammering on with your left hand is going to be quite slow, but because you've got a delay that's set to one note after when you play, it's set to 400 milliseconds on a delay. It will actually kind of sort of harmonise with itself, and while you're doing that, as you're hitting the notes, you're going to actually just swell the volume knob as well. I mean, these are all things to sort of like take into consideration, but when I'm going to be teaching it, it's just going to be playing the notes as they sort of like appear, and just so you can kind of get an idea of how you're supposed to kind of play it without the delay or anything like that. So here's the passage and then we'll break it down. Okay, as you can see, those notes are fairly evenly spaced, allowing the delay to fill in the gap, so it kind of fills it out a bit more and makes it sound really good. Okay, so we're going to start on the 14th fret on the high E string, 12 on the high E, 15 on the B, 17 on the B, 12 on the B, 12 and then 11 on the G. Then we're going to have 14 on the D, 14 on the A, 12 on the A, then 15 on the low E, 14 on the low E, 15 on the low E, 14 on the A, 14 on the D, 12 on the G, 12 on the B, 13 on the B, 12 on the B, then 16 on the B, 17 on the B, 15 on the high E, 14 on the high E, 17 on the high E, 15 on the high E, 19 on the high E, 20 on the high E, 17, 20, 15, 20, 14, 20, 14, 15, that's all on the high E. Then we're going to play 16, 17 on the B. Then we're going to play 16 on the G, 17 on the B, 15 on the high E, 19 on the high E, 17 on the B, and then finish up with a whole step bend on the 22nd fret on the high E. Okay, so at a slow tempo, just so you can kind of see a little bit more how that's put together, I'll just play through it now. Okay, then after that section, we're just going to be playing some long held notes. So the first one is going to be a slide into the 7th fret on the A string. And then a half bend on the 9th fret on the D string. Then a slide up into the 9th fret on the G and just hold that note. Okay, now we've come to the main theme of the song. I'm just going to play through that for you and then we'll break it down. So here we go. Okay, we're going to start this with a full bend on the 17th fret on the B string. And then let it down and then pick it once you've let it down. So then you're going to have this run, which starts on the 16th fret on the B string and goes 16, 17, 19 on the B. Then we're going to have 15 on the high E, 19 on the B, and then finish up on 16 and 17 on the B. Then you're going to move to the 19th fret on the high E string and do a half step bend. Let it down and then pick it. And then you're going to have this run. So you're going to start on the 14th fret on the high E string and play 14, 17, 15, 14, 12, 15, 14, 12, then 11, 12, 14, 11, 12. And you're going to be using strictly alternate picking for that, so starting on a downstroke. So the whole main theme, slow, should sound like this. Then you repeat that again, and then at the end of that we've kind of got this pedal tone section which starts on the 19th fret on the high E. So we're going to start 19, 20, 15, 17, 20, 15, 20, 14, 20. Then for the next bit we're going to have 19, 20, 17, 19. Then we're going to bend the 22nd fret up a whole step and then end on the 19th fret on the high E. So slow it should look like this. Then after that we go back to the main theme that we've just looked at previously. Okay, now for the next part where it goes a bit more sort of harmonic minor-ish, and there's some quite fast runs in here to kind of get your left hand round. So let me just play through it for you and then we'll break it down. Okay, this first part is going to be the run, and we're going to start on the 7th fret on the high E string, and we're just going to hammer onto the 8th fret, then pull off to the 7th fret, pull off to the 5th fret, so we're going to have this. Then we're going to play 8, 7, 5 on the B string, then we're going to play the same thing on the G string, slide down from 5 to 4, then hammer on 5, 7, pull off from 5, pull off to 4. So far we've got this. Then we're going to go to the D string and play 7, 5, 4. Then finish on the A and play 7 and 6. So at a slow tempo it should sound like this. Then we're going to go to the 9th fret on the G string and play a whole step bend, and then let it down and then play the 8th fret. Then do the same thing on the 12th fret on the G, let it down and play the 11th fret. Then we're going to have this run. Okay, using alternate picking, we're going to start with a downstroke on the 10th fret on the B string and play 10, 12, 13 on the B. Then play 10, 12, 14 on the high E. Then come back down and play 12, 10 on the high E, 13, 12 and 10 on the B, 12, 11, 9 on the G. Then we're going to shift and we're going to play 10, 9 and then 7 on the D. Same on the A string, and then we're just going to finish on 6 on the low A, sorry. So we'll have to finish. So that whole run slow should look like this. Then you're going to finish with a natural harmonic on the B string at the 5th fret. Then you're going to have this run. Okay, so we're going to start this on fret 20 on the high E string, pull off to the 17th fret, then hammer on the 19th fret on the B string. Then we're going to play 20, slide down to 17, and then repeat the same lick. Then slide from 17 to 14, and repeat the same lick again, then slide from 14 down to 11. So slow, we should have this. Then we're going to have this run. So it's going to be 20, pull off to 17 on the high E, then 19 on the B, 20 on the G. Then 17 on the high E, 19 on the B, 20 on the G, pull off to 17 on the G. Then we're going to go to the 19th fret on the B, pull off to the 16th fret on the B. Then we're going to play 17 on the G, then 19 on the D. Then back to 16 on the B, play 17 on the G, 19 on the D, and then finish on 16 on the D. So slow, that whole phrase should look like this. Then you're back into the main theme again. Okay, after the main theme, we're back to the fast, kind of diminished sounding run. Okay, so that much is the same. And now we've got a diminished run leading us into the solo, which goes like this. Okay, for this run, we're going to start on the 16th fret on the D, play 14 on the G, 13 on the B, and then 16 on the B. Then we're going to pull off from 16 to 13 on the B, and then play 14 on the G. Then we're going to play 13, 16 on the B, 14, 17 on the high E, and bend that up. Then we're going to play 13, 16 on the B, 14, 17, 14 on the high E, then 16 on the B. Then we're going to have 14, 17, 20 on the high E, and then we're going to bend up 22 a whole step and a half, and then let it down slightly. So that whole phrase should sound like this. Then you got this run leading into the solo. So that's going to be 17, 15, 14 on the high E, then 17 on the B, 15, 14 on the high E, and then 17 pull off to 15 on the B. Okay, now we're going to take a look at the main solo section. I'm just going to play through the first part and then we'll break it down. So here we go. Okay, first off, we're going to slide from sort of wherever you like on the B string up to the 17th fret, and then we're going to bend it up a whole step gradually. So it should sound like this. Then we're going to play 14, 15 on the high E, and then bend that 17th fret on the B again. So the beginning of the solo should sound like this. Then we're going to have this lick. Okay, this next lick is going to start on the 14th fret on the high E string. I'm going to play 14 high E, 17 on the B, then 14, 15, 17 on the high E. Then we're going to have a quick trill between 15 and 17 on the high E string, pull off to 15. So far we should have this. Then we're going to have 14 on the high E, 17 on the B, then 14, 15, 17, slide up to 19 on the high E. So far slow, it should sound like this. Then after that we've got this arpeggio pattern. So we've got 19, pull off to 15 on the high E, 17 on the B, and then 16 on the G. Then back to 17 on the B, 16 on the G, 17 on the D, then finish the arpeggio on 16 on the G. So slow, it should look like this. Okay, that whole first part slow should sound like this. Okay, now for the next part. Okay, so we're going to pull off from 19 to 15 on the high E and then play 17 on the B. Then we're going to play 20, 19, 17, and this next section's all alternate picked, starting with a downstroke. So 20, 19, 17. Then 15, 19, 17, 15. Then 14, 15, 17. 14. And then bend a whole step on the 22nd fret. So slow, it should look like this. Then we've got this pedal tone lick that starts on the 19th fret on the high E string, and it looks like this. Okay, starting on the 19th fret, we've got 19, 20, 17, 20, 15, 20, 14, 20, and then we repeat that. Then we repeat it again, but we just carry on going further down. Then we're going to play 17 on the B, 20 on the high E, and then finish on 16 on the B. Okay, so that whole next part slow should sound like this. Okay, now for the next part of the solo. Okay, this next run is going to start on the 16th fret on the B string, and we're going to have 16, 17, 19, then 15, 17, 19 on the high E. So then we're going to play 19 again, and we're going to kind of have a sequence going down that's going to look like this. So we're going to have 19, 17, 15 on the high E, and then 19 on the B. So then 17, 15 on the high E, 19, 15, sorry, 19, 17 on the B. Then 15 on the high E, 19, 17 and 16 on the B. So slow, it should look like this. Then after that, we're going to go up to the 20th fret on the B string and play 20, 19, 17. Then go to the G string and play 17, 16, 14. Then back to the B string and play 19, 17, 16. Then back to the G and play the same thing again, so 17, 16, 14. Same thing on the D. And then back up to finish on the 17th fret on the D. So that whole run slow should sound like this. Okay, now the arpeggio to finish this is going to start on the 14th fret on the D string, and slow it's going to look like this. Okay, so starting on the 14th fret on the D, we're going to play 14 on the D, 12 and 16 on the G, then 12, 15, 12 on the high E, 16, 12 on the G, then slide from 12 to 16 with your first finger on the G, and then play 17 on the B, 15, 19 on the high E, pull off to 15 on the high E, 17 on the B, 16 on the G, 17 on the B, 15, 19 on the high E, and then finish on 22 on the high E. So just to recap. Okay, now for the next part of the solo. Okay, so the first three notes of this is going to be 19 on the high E, 20 on the high E, and then 17. Then we're going to have a run that's just going to start from 19 on the high E, and we're going to have 19, 17, 15, 14. Then 17, 15, 14, 12. 15, 14, 12, 10. 14, 12, 10, 8. Then 12, 10, 8, 7. Then we're going to have 10, 8, 7, 5. So far we should have this. Then we're going to do a half bend on the 7th fret on the high E string. Then let it down. Then we're going to tap the 10th fret and kind of bend with your right hand. So let me just demonstrate it, and then I'll try and explain it. Okay, so what you're doing is you're just going to do the half bend on the 7th fret, let it down. Then you're going to tap the 10th fret and bend with both hands. So you're going to bend the 7th fret on the high E, as well as pulling the 10th fret up with your right hand as well. So you're going to bend it once, let it down, bend it up again. Then you're going to pull off from 10 to 8 to 7 on the high E. Then tap 12 on the B string, pull off to 8 and then 7 on the B. Then you're going to play 5 on the B, 7, 5, pull off to 4 on the G. And then finish, we're going to pull off from 7 to 5 to 4 on the D. So slow, that bit should look like this. Okay, now we've got an arpeggio and some tapping at the end of that. This can be quite tricky, so I'll just play through it and then we'll break it down. So here we go. Okay, so we're going to start on the 12th fret on the A string, and then we're going to hammer onto the 15th fret on the A. Then we're going to sweep on the 14th fret across the D and the G, and then include the 13th fret on the B in that. Then we're going to hammer on the 17th fret on the B, and then we're going to bar and then play the 17th fret on the high E. Then to come down, we're just going to hit the 17th fret on the B with an upstroke, pull off to the 13th fret, and then do some more upstrokes on the 14th fret across the D and the G and the D, and then 15 pull off to 12. So that whole arpeggio slow should look like this. Then you go back up as far as the 17th fret on the B, then you're going to tap 22 and pull off to 17 and do that twice. And then half bend the 17th fret on the B string, and then finish on 15 on the B. Okay, so slow it should look like this. Okay, now for the last part of the main solo. Okay, we're going to start by a whole step bend on the 22nd fret on high E, which kind of fades in on the actual track with some kind of harmony build up behind it. And then we've got this run to finish at the end, and slow it looks like this. Okay, so starting on the 17th fret on the high E, we've got 17, 16, 13 on the high E. Then on the B string, we've got 17, 15, 13. Then on the G string, we've got 16, 14, 13. Then to the D, we've got 15, 14 and 12. Same on the A. And then finish on 11 on the A. And if you can, try and alternate pick that from the high E string down to the A. Alternate picking is probably the hardest when you're doing a complete scale like that in one go with no sequence. There's a couple of things to kind of watch with your right hand while doing that, so just be careful. Okay, well after the solo, we're back into the harmonic minor kind of run around the 5th to 8th fret. And then we're back into the main theme. So let me play around that again for you. Okay, so as far as that, it's all the same as what we've seen before. And now we're pretty much going into the sort of outro solo section. So this is how it starts. Okay, for the start of this outro solo, we're going to be doing a half bend on the 19th fret on the B string. Then let it down. Then we're going to have 16, 17, 19, 17, and then another half bend. So that beginning bit with the 2 bends should sound like this. Then you've got another long run, which looks like this. Okay, on this run, we're going to start on the 16th fret on the B string, then we're going to play 17, 19, then 15 and 17 on the high E, And this is kind of the downstroke where the run on the one string happens all the way down the fretboard. So we've got 19, 17, 15, 14, 17, 15, 14, 12, 15, 14, 12, 10, 14, 12, 10, 8, 12, 10, 8, 7, 10, 8, 7, 5, 8, 7, 5, 3, 7, 5, 3, 2. Then to finish up, we're going to have 5, 3, 2 and an open. Then start from an indefinite point on the high E string and then just slide up to the 12th fret. And then just let that note kind of hold a little bit. On the record, it kind of holds quite a lot. And then it goes into this next phrase, which I'm now going to play. So here we go. Okay, so on towards the end of that 12th fret slide, it then becomes a sort of bend on the 15th fret. When you bend it up a whole step, you get the same note. And then he does that 2 frets higher. Then to start the melody, it starts on the 14th fret on the high E, and the first part goes like this. So we've got 14, 15, 17, slide to 19, bend 19 a half step and then let it down again. Then you'll do the same thing again, up to the 17th fret. Then when you get to the 19th fret, you're going to slide from 19 to 20, 22, pull off to 19 and then slide to 17. Then we're going to go to 15 on the high E and bend 19 a half step on the B string. Then play 17 on the high E. So, then play 19 as normal on the B string. So, then slide from 17 to 19 on the B. Then play 15 on the high E, 17 on the B. Then you're going to bend up 17 a whole step and then play 15 after that. So that whole last phrase should sound like this. Okay, so now for the next part, we're just going to be doing a bit of tapping. All we're going to be doing is tapping the 15th fret on the high E, then we're pulling off to 14, 12 and then 10. So that's kind of all we're doing really. At a slower tempo it should sound like this. And then as you gradually get used to that, you just keep doing it faster. Okay, so now after doing that, you'll slide from 14 to 19 on the high E. And then you'll pull off to 15 and then hammer on 17 on the B. Then the next arpeggios after that is going to be this. Okay, so that's going to be 15, pull off to 12 on a high E. Then 16, pull off to 12 on a G. Then if you bar your first finger, you can get back to the 12th fret on the high E. And then 16 pull off to 12 again on the G. And then 14 on the D. So. Okay, then there's a run on the G string that starts on the 17th fret and goes 17, 16, 14, 12. 16, 14, 12, 11. 14, 12, 11, 9, Then you've got 12, 11, 9. Then you're going to go back up to the 12th fret on the G, hammer onto 16, then skip over the B string and play 12, hammer onto 15, pull off to 12 on high E, 16, pull off to 12 on the G, and then slide from 12 to 11 on the G. Okay, then after that we've got this run. Okay, this is going to start on the 10th fret on the B string, and then we're going to play 10, 12, 13, 12, 10, 12 on the G, 10, 12, 13 on the B, then 10, 12, 10 on the high E. So far we should have this. Okay, then we're going to go to the B string, play 13, 12, 10. And then repeat that and then include the 8th fret on the end. Then we're going to play 12, 10, 8, 7. Then 10, 8, 7, 5. Then 8, 7, 5. And then do a half bend on the 7th fret on the B. Slowly let it down and then play the 5th fret on the B. And then play 5, pull off to 4 on a D. Okay, so slow, it should look like this. A little bit quicker. And up to speed. Okay, now we've come to the last run in the outro solo. I'm just going to play through it for you and then we'll break it down. So here we go. Okay, we're going to start this on the 1st fret on the G string and play 1, 2 and 4. Then we're going to play 1, 3 and 5 on the B string. Then we're going to repeat the B string lick again. Then we're going to go to the high E string and play 2, 3 and 5. Then we're going to play 3, 5 and 7. 5, 7, 8. 7, 8, 10. 8, 10, 12. 10, 12, 14. And then 12, 14, 15. So slow, it should look like this. Then we've got a whole step bend on the 22nd fret. And then let it down just slightly, push it back up again, let it down just slightly, and then bend it a whole step and a half and let it down to the actual note that it is, unbent. Okay, and then to finish off, we're going to have this lick. Okay, we're going to start this lick on the 16th fret on the G string, and we're going to sweep 16, 17 on the B, and then 15 on the high E. Then we're going to play 14, slide to 15 on the high E. Then 19, pull off to 15 on the high E. 19 on the B. 15, hammer on 19, pull off to 15. 19 on the B. And then a half step bend on 19 on the B. Then let that down. Then play 15 on the B. So far we should have this. Then for this last lick, we're going to start on the 14th fret on the high E, Then we're going to hammer on 15, pull off to 14, pull off to 12 on the high E, and then bend 15 up a whole step on the B string. Then we'll let the 15th fret down, pull off to 13 and then pull off to 12. Okay, so that whole last phrase, slow. Okay, so now you have all the parts for Black Star.